Well, the worst bowl happened a couple of weeks ago, so tonight we have the COMAL Bowl for you as the Smithson Valley Rangers travel to New Braunfels to take on the Canyon Cougars here at Cougar Stadium. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Rangers Network. I'm Tony Brubaker, and alongside his former Baylor Bear and Washington Redskin Jeff Gandy and Chris Gutierrez will have our stats tonight. And Jeff, this is a game that we've anticipated for a while, at least since last Friday, because for the Rangers, it's a comeback game. It just wasn't a good game last week for the Rangers, and they're looking for some kind of payback, and I think the Cougars might be in their way.
Hopefully there's no hangover effect from last weekend, and I know listening to Coach Hill's show earlier in the week, he's just interested as far as the fundamentals, as far as getting back to Ranger football, both offensively and defensively. And that means going back to the fundamentals of what we do well, and that's that combination run-pass on offense. I know he was disappointed in the lack of explosive plays, which they average around 4 a game. They only had 2 against Clemens. And, you have to give credit to Clemens. They did a nice job on defense, but that's past. Now the only thing to do for the Rangers is to look forward to, and that's tonight against the Cougars. And the Cougars are going to give them all they have. The Cougars have nothing to lose and everything to gain tonight, so this ought to be an interesting contest.
6-1 Smithson Valley, 3-1 in district. The Canyon Cougars 1-6 and 1-3. We'll have more of the pregame show after we take this time out, as you are tuned in to the Ranger Network.
It's time for football, and Red McCombs Ford is powering the Rangers to another successful season. So go Rangers and good luck from Red McCombs Ford, the truck capital of Texas, and saford.com.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never-frozen beef, and you've got a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
And welcome back to Cougar Stadium. The national anthem just concluding. We're about ready for the start of tonight's game as the Rangers of Smithson Valley take on the Cougars of Canyon High School here in New Braunfels. Again, the series record 17-11 in favor of the Rangers, but Smithson Valley has won 14 in a row, including the last 9, Jeff, have been by the score of 326-46. So in other words, in 9 games, the last 9 games, Canyon has amassed only 46 points. And for some people, that's a single game score. So they have struggled with their offensive ability against the Rangers for the last 9 years. The kickoff is made, and the end over end kick angles towards the near sideline, where it's fielded and taken up the left sideline on a nice run back by Nick Aiken. He's got across the 50, across midfield, then finally wrestled down as he gets inside the 30 and goes down around the 26-yard line. Again, the Cougars not wanting to kick off to Trevon, but they've been kicking it to Mason Pierce for a number of games. Now Nick Aiken takes one back nearly to the house, and the Rangers have 1st and 10 from the Canyon 26.
Well, the Cougar kicker actually placed the ball perfectly right next to the sideline, about the 20-yard line, and Aiken just made 2 would-be tacklers miss in midair, and that opened it up along the sidelines for Aiken to bring it back about 50, 60 yards. Now they got a 1st down on the 26.
So just what the doctor ordered for the Rangers, who last week had very poor field position most of the night. This time have great field position. A handoff. This is Nick Aiken starting at tailback. He'll get across the 20 before he's wrestled down by a couple of different Canyon Cougars, including one of their linebackers. Looks like that was actually, was it Worley or Robelo? But in any event, Nick Aiken gets about 6 yards for 2nd and 4. So Levi Williams out of the shotgun. Hunter goes in motion to the right. They'll fake a handoff, throws it out to Woodard on the inside, left side. He'll break a couple of tackles and stays on his feet all the way to the end zone almost. They're going to mark him down at the 4, and that's a kind of a puzzling mark down, but they'll get a 1st down with the Rangers.
Well, Woodard was stretching for the goal line, but his knee was already down right about the 3-yard line. That's the reason why. But nice 2 plays. I mean, it's almost like Coach Hill scripted the first series, offensive series for the Rangers. They're going to run a right-off tackle where the meat of their offensive line is on the right-hand side, and then do that quick pass out to Morwood.
So Woodard is split to the right, no one to the left. Cervantes ahead of Aiken. Aiken takes the handoff, dances a little bit, sidesteps a defender, and then goes near the goal line.
Fumble.
Well, he'll be marked down, I believe, just before the goal line. Both officials waving the ball dead. I think they've spotted it down, even though the Cougars are dancing as if they got a ball loose from the Rangers. Wait to see what the call is. The officials will huddle up.
I think they're going to huddle up on this. We don't have instant replay, but it'd be nice to be able to see if his knee or his elbow was down before he fumbled the ball. It was close.
The Cougars will have second and goal from the 1, and that looks to be the call as the ball is placed just almost with the nose touching the goal line. Nice run by Nick Aiken that time to avoid some defenders, even though there was a crowd in his way.
Well, the offensive line for the Rangers outweigh 50 pounds per man on the defensive line for the Cougars. So I don't know why they wouldn't want to run behind that beef.
Aiken again, this time he'll scamper into the end zone without much contact, and the Rangers have taken an early lead. Less than 2.5 minutes into the contest, they're up 6-0. Nick Aiken, his 4th touchdown of the year, as he was the primary ball carrier on that 26-yard drive.
Well, that's typical Ranger football. Take advantage of the opportunities and go right at them. Very typical, and put 7 points on the board. We knew they were going to start off fast. This is fast.
Mason Reed on for the extra point. Snap is low, the hold is good. The kick goes to the right, but it does sneak inside the right upright, and the Rangers are up. Officials are gathered. I don't see a flag on the field, do you? But the officials are having a conversation. In any event, it's a 7-0 Ranger lead with 9:37. There's a flag on the field, and it's orange or red. It wasn't
a
yellow.
red flag.
Yeah, I'm really puzzled by that one, but we're time for a break as the Rangers go up 7-0. 9:37 to go in the opening frame. We'll be back after this timeout on the Ranger Network.
Introducing Hut Rewards from Pizza Hut. Finally, a rewards program that gives you points toward free pizza with every dollar you spend online. And get unlimited double rewards through October 1st. Don't settle for a piece of the pie. Join Hut Rewards today and earn free pizza faster. That's why no one outpizzas the Hut.
So this is it, huh?
Yep, this is where it all starts and finishes.
Joe Pavelek, Jeff Shin, Alan Hill, Pat Bailey, Matt Hilson, Clint Haney, Cody Fuller, Eric Anders, Garrett Smith, Andrew Sendejo, Josh Adkins could have dressed in the soccer.
We got work to do, kid.
We're gonna go inside, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna get him on the run, we're gonna keep him on the run, then we're gonna go, 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 go. We won't stop until we're across that goal line. This is a team they say is good. Well, I think we're better than them. So what do you say, man?
Let me give it a try. Making videos is not easy. It's confusing and it's hard work. Well, I'm here to tell you, when your back's against the wall, call Wick Productions. It's who we use for game night scoreboard production and the Rangers Network.
Amazing, Coach. Another perfectly executed shameless plug.
The Rangers take an early lead just about 2.5 minutes into the contest. Take the opening drive after a long kickoff return by Nick Aiken. 26 yards into the end zone on a half a dozen plays, and it's 7-0. Nick Aiken with a 1-yard touchdown run and the extra point by Mason Reed. Now Reed will kick off.
You know, Tony, I don't think there's any hangover effect from last week after that first drive, huh?
That was set up again by that great kickoff return by Nick Aiken, and you will take that every day. Aiken's kickoff return about 56 yards. There's Reed with a pop-up kick. It's going to land short. It's going to hit the ground. It's going to bounce off a Cougar. Now it's loose on the field, and who will get it? It looks like the Cougars think they have it, but the Rangers hoping they do. Canyon comes up with the ball, but that one touched the ground, Jeff, and on a kickoff return, there should not be a ball touching the ground unless it's an onside kick that's bouncy.
Absolutely, because it went past 10 yards, which makes it a live ball, and it actually hit one of the Cougar up men, and then it bounced around a little bit. They were lucky to get to remain possession of the football in that one.
It ended up around the 18-yard line, and that's where they'll start. 1st and 10, the Canyon Cougars, again with Xavier Perez at quarterback. 2 receivers either way, though. A 4-receiver set, no tight end, a lone setback beside Perez is Haney. They look to the sideline for the final call. Play clock down under 5. Perez takes the snap, hands it off. Haney's got a hole up the middle and's got some room. He runs hard, out for near a first down as he's out near the 28-yard line. They'll say it is a first down. A first down run by Seth Haney, 599 yards of offense so far this season.
Yeah, no huddle, hurry up offense.
Same 2 receivers set to either side. Perez takes the snap or claps for the snap, but again he'll look to the sideline as the play clock still has plenty of time. The Rangers in their base defense will tell you who is where here shortly. Now the tailback Haney goes to his left. Here's a wide receiver sweep fake. Perez keeps it, not much room. All kind of Rangers jumping around. He'll wrestle and squirm past the 30 for a gain of about 4 to the 32 before he's wrestled down by a host of defenders. Coleman'sberger, I think, had the biggest part of it.
Interesting formation by the offensive line, Tony. The splits between the guards and the center are huge. And what they want, by doing that, you want to stretch the defensive line alignment out as well. You create natural holes. And when you have a dual threat quarterback like Perez, this is great for him.
Perez takes the snap, throws it out to the edge. It's a completed pass. That's far, their leading receiver. He'll go down at the 36 before he's wrestled down by, I think that was Chubb who got the tackle. So near a first down. Looks like it'll be about 3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2, and this style of offense is right up their alley. There's a lot they can do out of 3rd and short.
So again, 4 receivers, 2 either way. Here's a receiver sweep fake. The handoff to Haney. He'll get a first down as he goes near the 40 for the 2nd first down of the drive. Chubb is in on the tackle along with Witcher. But again, it's a first down for the Cougars at the 39.
Yeah, this is what Coach Mazagumba definitely wanted to dial up his first possession, opening drive, to start moving the chains, taking time off the clock and keeping the Ranger offense on the sideline.
Perez now empties the backfield with 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Look for a
draw here.
Possible blitz opportunity as Perez again looks to the sideline. Snap, Perez looks left, fakes a throw, then pulls it down, and he's brought down as the Ranger defense was on the spot. That is C.J. Keeler with his 7th sack of the season. Might not be a sack, might just be a tackle. It's hard to tell on that. But anyway, no gain on the play. The ball's at the 39, 2nd and 10.
Man, nice job by Keeler. He's working off of Alcorla, who's their best offensive lineman. And Keeler did a nice job making a sack.
They'll hand it off to Haney on 2nd down, and he won't get much as the Rangers there. Again, this time it is Zillman with the tackle.
Working behind the chains now, 3rd and long. This is not what the Cougar offense is designed to do. So it's going to be interesting what they dial up on this 3rd and long.
So 3rd and 8 is the call. 2 receivers either way. Haney the setback beside Perez. Again, motion from a receiver. Perez rolls to his left, wants to throw, had a man, has some pressure, pulls it down, now lets it go. It'll go incomplete, intended on the far side for far, but it'll be 4th and long on the incomplete pass. Pressure by a lot of different Rangers who got into him.
Yeah, that sprint out was disrupted by the penetration of the defensive line that time. But, you know, looking back at the play, Perez actually had far open there for about 2 seconds. He just couldn't get it off because of the pressure.
Right.
He couldn't plant his feet and get the ball.
I think he had a hard time deciding whether he wanted to throw it or go ahead and run with it. And an indecision cost him that time. His far was open, but he couldn't connect. So 4th down from the 40-yard line. Here's the punt try. The punt gets off. Is Jacob Martinez. Woodard doesn't field it cleanly, but finally picks it up. A bunch of Cougars are down there. 7 in all will bring him down inside the 15-yard line. Some extra contact afterward by a couple of the blockers, but the Rangers will have the ball. Not nearly as good a field position at their own 14-yard line. There is a flag on the field. And again, for the second time, we've seen what looks to be a red flag.
Red flag.
I don't know if it's because of the game or because we're at Canyon's red field. But the flags appear to be red, and they're going to wave it off. Well, the head referee has a yellow flag.
Okay, this is very, you got one referee, head referee is yellow, and then all the other referees have red.
I wonder if it's just the umpire that has a red flag, because he's thrown it twice now.
Have you seen that before, though?
No, I have not.
I have not either.
We'll have to see if anybody else comes out. Now there's two footballs on the field. See if they get this one out of the way. And the Rangers will not have the field position they had at the beginning of the game, but they'll start 1st and 10 midway through the first quarter from their own 14. 3 receivers to the right. Cervantes and Eggleston takes a sweep going right. Cougars try to bottle him up, but he'll cut up field and get near the original line of scrimmage, maybe an extra yard. Ran a long way for a yard, but it'll be 2nd down and 9.
I think if the Rangers want to run horizontally, it's going to be to the favor of the Cougar defense, because the Cougar defense in front 7, they're small, but they're quick, and they're running a 4-4 stack. So, as far as the Rangers play calling, I'd run right at them.
Again, a snap. There's Levi Williams running right up the field on a nice looking run as he gets out past the 20-yard line. And a gain of about 5 makes it 3rd down and 4. And as you mentioned, going right straight at him, the good gain by Levi Williams.
Yeah. Well, third and 4, there's a lot you can do here. You have so many weapons. You've got Woodard on the outside. You've got Pierce. You also have Cervantes out here in the slot as well. He's a game breaker as well.
So 2 receivers either way for Levi Williams, who throws it quickly out to the right side, but the Cougars read it and bury the receiver out there. It looks like Mason Pierce makes the catch, but loses about a yard on that catch, and it'll be 4th down for the Rangers. Good job by the Cougars and their secondary.
Yeah, Fabian Facundo, the corner, 6 foot, 170-pound senior, he did a nice job beating the block on that quick screen and made a tackle for a no gain.
Anytime you run one of those wide receiver screens, the receiver that's not catching the ball really has to block and has to block well and hold it for a while. So Brance Anderson comes on to punt against a stout wind. He gets the kickoff. It's low, end over end. Looks like it's shut down by the wind. Will run into whoever's trying to receive the kick for the Cougars, and that looks to be Isaiah Rivera. Looked like it was Eggleston that ran into him, so kick-catch interference from about the Ranger 44 will tack some more yardage onto that, and the Cougars will have great field position here with 4:10 to go in the opening quarter, and the Rangers up 7-0.
Eggleston just didn't realize how short the punt was because into the wind. It really caught it and held it up in the air for a long period of time. He ran right into the upback receiver.
For a punter and again we said the wind was out of the north at about 15. It seems to be gusting 20 to 25. But if you can't spiral that ball low into this wind, you have no chance as a punter.
It's almost like those rugby or soccer-style punters. That's what you need punting into the wind. Keep it low, end over end, so if it hits, it's just going to roll.
So the 15-yard mark-off takes it all the way to the Smithson Valley 29, where the Cougars have 1st and 10 and go on this second drive of the game for them. 2 receivers either way. Now in motion is one of them. They'll fake it to him, and Perez will keep. He gets stacked up and gets hit from the front and the back. Looks like Keeler was there along with Zuber as well, as the Rangers defense has kind of figured that part of it out.
I think you need to have someone to kind of bird dog Perez, because he's gonna run the football.
He has a bunch this season, has thrown it about 160 times and carried it 90. So a stack eye behind him or beside him now. Here's a fake to Haney. Perez keeps it. He's wrestling away from the first defender, but Smithson Valley brings several others in there. Good job of hanging on was Thomas Zoig. He got some help from Woodard and Witcher and Mason Pierce, but a gain of actually a loss of a couple makes it 3rd and 11.
Zoig did a nice job just reading the keys, and his responsibility is to eye the quarterback on that fake. And so he was not faked out, and he made a nice play for a 1-yard loss.
So 3rd and 11 from the 30-yard line. The Ranger defense trying to come up with a big hold here. Perez takes the snap, then bobbles it. It's on the ground, and I think the Rangers got it. We'll have to see. It is, and that is the man on the spot, C.J. Keeler, who comes in as Perez got the snap kind of low and never caught it cleanly. As he tried to pick it up, Keeler was blitzing in or just rushing in from his right end spot and beat him to the spot and fell on the ball and rolled away with it.
Well, sometimes when it kind of fell right into his lap, but that was great hustle by Keeler. Again, he's going one-on-one with the best tackle offensive lineman for the Cougar team. And he's just beating him on the edge, and he was in the backfield before, Perez could even pick up the football.
Beat him off the spot. The ball's at the 41-yard line. Smithson Valley's offense is back on the field after creating a turnover. Williams sends a receiver to either side as a tight end on the left. He'll fake the handoff and throws it to the edge. It's Pierce who can't catch the ball. A little bit low. It looked like he had his hands on it, and it just kind of popped out of them, so it's incomplete on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Even if you're throwing a quick out like that, this wind will disrupt the spiral and the ability of the velocity of the pass itself. So throwing into this wind could bring some havoc for the quarterbacks.
The flags that appeared to be semi-blowing early in the game are now out stiff, so the wind is really picking it up. Here's Williams to Franco into the game as the tailback. He has a nice run up past the 45 before he's upended on a nice-looking tackle that time by Cole Seeley.
If you notice so far, when they really want to pick up some yardage, they're going to run right off that right side. Michael Hausler, Alex Schaefer, and Ronald Capone. Those 3 guys can move. They can move anybody off the line of scrimmage.
So 3rd and 5 for the Rangers from the 46. Williams will fake a pass and then run it himself. Looks like he'll be down just across midfield, probably about a half-yard shy, maybe a full yard shy of a 1st down, and it is 4th and 1 from midfield. We'll see what the Rangers want to do into the wind.
They'll go for it.
I'd say it's almost easier to run for 1 yard than it is to punt at 30. Yeah,
absolutely.
So again, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The pistol with Williams, and they look to the sideline. Somebody moved on the right side. Was that Woodard?
Yeah.
So instead of 4th and 1, it'll be 4th and 6. They'll see if this will change the Ranger coaching staff's idea of whether to go for it. I don't see anybody moving from the sideline, so
I think they're going to just go for it. You might as well. Interesting, that was a yellow handkerchief that time, a yellow flag.
So it's just our umpire who stands behind the linebackers who has that red flag tonight, and he's embarrassed that he forgot his yellow one. So 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Kind of a pistol set right side. Williams drops back, has pressure, tries to avoid it, scrambles around. He's on the right sideline now, wants to throw down the field, and he'll throw it away. It'll be incomplete on 4th down, and the Rangers will turn it over on downs.
That was huge for the Cougar defense. And I tell you, that illegal procedure by Woodard was pivotal in them not getting this 1st down. But great job by the defense, bending but not breaking. Forcing a 4 and out in this situation, exactly what they need to do, 1 of those each quarter.
1:19 to go in the 1st quarter. The Cougars have their 3rd possession of the game. It's a 7-0 Ranger lead. By the way, that was linebacker Martin Davis who blitzed on the play to get in there and disrupt Levi Williams' opportunity to convert a 4th down. Cougars hand it off. This is a backup tailback now. It's Nathan Culbreth. Has a nice gain up near the 40 to the 41. A gain of about 4 brings up 2nd and 6 before the Rangers wrestle him down.
Nothing fancy there, just a straight dive play right off the left side. Rangers stay in their base defense, and it looks like the Cougars stay in their double slot formation.
Culbreth takes the fake. Perez keeps it, and he gets buried. This is a loss of about a yard back to the 42, maybe the 43. Like everybody was in there, Zoig and Witcher and Coleman's Burger. I looked like the Rangers just had a full-out go after it. And Zillman was there too, so the Rangers having fun now as the game clock goes under 30 seconds here in the first quarter. 7-0 Rangers lead.
Well, of all the things that the Rangers are not going to let happen to them is let Perez run the football. So far, that's been the statement.
Perez again hands it off. Now fakes the handoff, runs up the middle to the 40. That'll be the final play, I think. The Cougars are going to call a timeout on 3rd and long. They get enough to the 40 to make it 4th and about 5. But with 9 seconds to go in the quarter, they'll punt with the wind, or if they'll go for it, but they have a player down on the field right now.
I can't tell the number of the player that's been looked at on the 30-yard line, but yeah, this is an interesting call. You're on the 40-yard line. It's 4th and 5, and you had the wind at your back. I don't think their field goal kicker can make it from this point, but you want to play field position perhaps, and, punt it down there and try to pin it down within the 5-yard line. That's probably the smart thing to do.
Or go for it. But no, I agree. You're going to punt and try to pin him down.
Well,
you had more success with Smithson Valley's offense when it was back in its own territory than when they were in your territory.
Exactly. When you have a wind like 15, 20 mile per hour like we have here tonight, field position is a great neutralizer when you think about it. So pinning your opponent down within the 10-yard line is probably the best thing to do when you don't have a field goal kicker that can kick it 40 yards out. Now, was this an official timeout, or was this a timeout called by the coach?
They called it.
Okay.
Canyon called it. It hasn't been indicated on the scoreboard yet, but they did call a timeout. And here comes the punt unit on. Jacob Martinez, the junior, who averages about 35 yards a punt and has 11 of them downed inside. They're going to fake it, and they have a man open. The pass is completed by the punter out to the edge. It is caught for and good for a first down. That is Vance McKay, a junior, who makes the first down grab clear out near the Ranger 18-yard line.
That was a good-looking pass by the punter Facundo. And I tell you, I think it caught everyone even in the stands by surprise. I thought for sure they were going to try to pin the Rangers down in their side of the field, but that was a good-looking, call. Good-looking play.
So the fake punt works for the Cougars. They have 1st and 10 inside the Ranger 20, and that's the end of the first quarter. We're back after this timeout on the Ranger Network.
Just press enter and your GBTC home DVR will record your show automatically.
Thanks, Doug from GBTC, who looks exactly like Ranger senior CJ Keeler.
I'm just Doug, here to help.
Fumble!
Here you go. Can I help you set up your favorite channel list now?
It's really great to be part of this wonderful community. Smithson Valley is about friends, family, and taking good care of one another. And at Ferris Orthodontics, we believe in the same thing.
Our new patients are referred to us by friends. We treat everyone like family, and we will take care of you by giving you a healthy smile.
Ferris Orthodontics.
Line them up.
We're back, and the Cougars are back in business from the Ranger 18. Perez hands it off. The tailback will go nowhere. It's Haney this time. He gets up to the original line of scrimmage, the 18, but he is met by a host of Rangers who say, you're not going to run up the middle tonight. And the Cougars have 2nd and 10 from the 18. I mentioned a couple of plays ago, they've decided not to let Perez very much. They're just not letting anything go on anything between the tackles at this point. So again, 2 receivers to the right. Here's Perez on a straight sweep himself. Gets inside the 15. Then he's thrown down by Keeler. Goes down about the 12, maybe the 13. It'll be 3rd and short to that point.
And about third and 4. Perez has a 4.4 and a 40-yard dash. I would definitely want him to be toting the rock a little bit more often. Maybe getting to the edge quicker might be their opportunity to get him out in the field.
So 3rd and 4 from the 13-yard line. Maybe 3rd and 5. Perez takes the snap, gives it to Haney up the middle, nothing there.
Not much.
Got hit initially by Patrick Elliott, a 5'6", 210-pound senior tackle, and he does not get more than a yard to the 12, so it's 4th down and 4 from the 12. They need to get to the 8 for a first down.
Well, they kicked a field goal that's into the wind, and they don't have a whole lot of confidence,
Right.
I guess, in their field goal kicker, so definitely 4th and go for it. This is 4-down territory.
He played 90 seconds. Here's Perez. He's got some room on the edge,
No
but
way.
that is shut down quickly, and the 4th down try goes awry. Thomas Zoig having a big game early, comes up with a sophomore with a big 4th down stop. The Rangers have someone down on the field, but they'll get the ball back with 10:16 to go in the second quarter. It'll be the Rangers' ball from their own 13-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, that stop on Perez was set up by Woodard, the cornerback, number 44, coming off the edge and getting in the backfield before Perez had a chance to cut upfield. Woodard did a nice job of just basically disrupting up the whole play, disrupting the whole play.
There is a timeout on the field, so we'll take it with him. This is the Ranger Network.
Where'd you get the taco? Smoky Mo's Barbecue. I got the grab-and-go taco combo. Smoky Mo's, they have breakfast there? Tacos? To go.
Smoky Mo's has breakfast?
Yes, sir. Breakfast tacos, biscuits, and bowls. To go.
Now I know. Biscuits and tacos to go.
To go? To go. Tacos. To go.
To go.
Levi Williams brings the Rangers back, takes the shotgun snap, hands it up the middle. Looks like Franco will have a couple of yards out to about the 15 before he's wrestled down by 4 or 5 Canyon Cougars. Actually, that's Nick Aiken again who's back on, as there seem to be Rangers seem to be alternating tailbacks by drive. Aiken gets a couple of yards. It's 2nd down and 8. One receiver either way. Cervantes in the backfield with Aiken. Hunter is a slot to the left. Williams rolls to his left on a nice spin out move. Now throws it up the field, and the ball goes through the hands of Woodard. And that's the 2nd drop of the night for the Rangers, and that brings up 3rd down and 8.
That was a good call, though, on 2nd and 8 to do a little bootleg and try to get it to arguably probably the best athlete on the field, and that's Woodard. It just is a little high, and Woodard couldn't bring it down. It hit him in the hands, but he wasn't able to get it down.
I still think that's twice tonight the receivers have let Levi Williams down. The first one by Pierce, this one by Woodard. And Levi Williams can throw a fastball, but that one looked catchable. Now 3 receivers to the left. Williams fakes the handoff, has some pressure, and spun out of it initially, but now it's going to be brought down just outside the 10. Well, he gets away from a couple of defenders and scrambles back up to just past the line of scrimmage to the 18. It'll still be 4th down for the Rangers, and they'll have to punt, though the wind is behind them now.
Well, that was a secondary sack at this point because all the receivers were covered very well, and Levi, he just didn't have anywhere to go. And finally, his pocket collapsed, and he had to tuck it and try to get something out of it. So that was, give credit to the secondary for that one.
No doubt about it. He had his arm cocked a couple of times to make a pass, and no one would get open, or no one could get open. Here's Brance Anderson. Averages 33, and that one's blocked into the end zone, and see who falls on it. It'll be just outside the end zone where the Cougars, will have it 1st and goal, and maybe they'll call it a touchdown. Do they call it a touchdown?
I didn't see the referee put his hands up,
Oh,
but
man.
it looks like it. Yes.
It is a touchdown. The Cougars block the punt of Brance Anderson, his 2nd block punt of the season. And the Cougars special teams put them on the board for the first time tonight with 8:46 to go in the second quarter.
Well, that block punt, that's that big turnover ratio we were talking about, +10 for the Rangers, +1 for the Cougars. That's that turnover right there that we're talking about, that they're going to need this game if they're to stay with the Rangers.
So the big play gives the Cougars a chance to tie it up. Again, their kicker is Jacob Martinez, the junior. A perfect 14 of 14 on extra points this year, but this one's blocked and it will not go. So the Cougars stay behind. It's 7-6 Rangers on the block extra point. So if you're going to block my punt, I'm going to block your extra point, say the Rangers. And it's 7-6 with 8:46 to go in the second quarter, and we'll keep it here as this game all of a sudden has got kind of interesting with some big plays by both defenses.
Yeah, very interesting. You know, when the opening kickoff and Aiken almost took it to the house, and then 2 plays later it's 7-0. Rangers thought, oh no, here we go again. But I tell you what, the Cougars have done a nice job fighting back into the rhythm with their offense, taking some more admirable field positions to their advantage. Now getting a block punt, putting some points on the board. This is a total different ball game. And what that means for a Cougar team who are 1-6, this is momentum. This is saying that maybe we can play with the big boys tonight, and maybe luck's on our side tonight. So this is going to be an interesting contest.
Especially when you look at 2 schools that are in the same ISD. These are both COMAL ISD schools. The Cougars here in New Braunfels, Smithson Valley over there in Bulverde, or whatever area you call that these days. It seems to be changing.
Yeah.
This is an interesting game because obviously these young men know each other. Not as well as you might say if they were both in New Braunfels, but they do know each other as they have been around each other in high school for the last couple of years. Martinez will kick it off for the Cougars in a 7-6 lead for the Smithson Valley Rangers. Canyon had a chance to tie it up, but the extra point was blocked. Here's a pooch kick by Martinez. The wind will catch it. It'll be fair caught by Woodard.
Yeah.
It was Sills who was calling for the fair catch, but Woodard came up and caught it. I'm glad they didn't run into each other, and the Rangers will have the ball 1st and 10 from near their own 40-yard line. We'll see where they'll mark it officially, maybe the 36.
Boy, weren't you just kind of holding your breath? You know, when Woodard coming up, waving his hand, and it's almost like in the outfield, 2 outfielders trying to go for the same pop-up fly ball. That's what it looked like on that pooch kick.
So Martinez's pooch kick this time was better because the wind held it up. The Rangers have good field position from their own 37. Williams hands off to Aiken. He'll hop and skip and dance a little bit and get a couple of yards out to the 39. A gain of 2 makes it 2nd and 8. The Smithson Valley, or the Canyon defense, James Perez, one of the tackles, was in on that play. Their defense starting to pick it up a little bit and making it harder for the Rangers to run the ball.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm still looking for that explosive play that Coach Hill's looking for. You got the wind at your back. This play call right here, 2nd and long. It's a great opportunity to go downfield with a pass in my position.
Williams fakes a pass to the edge on what to be a wide receiver screen set up for Aiken, but he'll run it straight up the field to midfield before he's brought down after a 1st down, and the Rangers get another 1st down, and that's where they'll go 1st and 10 from the 50.
Well, that's why I don't know what I know, right?
Well, you're right. It looked like, again, they had 3 receivers out to the right side, and Aiken was the one looking like he was setting up for a screen. Williams just faked it quick there and then ran straight up the middle.
I think that was quarterback draw all the way, the way it's set up.
So actually from the 49, it's 1st and 10 for the Rangers. Motion comes by Pierce. He'll take the handoff, tries to get to the corner, and the red jerseys are all around, and Mason Pierce will get shocked pretty good by a good hit by a couple of defenders, including Cole Seeley, a junior linebacker, but a loss of about 5 on the wide receiver sweep.
Yeah. Credit Vance McKay, the free safety, number 11. He came up strong and very quick on that run as well, and did a nice job of, forcing the play back in where his help was coming as well.
So the Rangers find themselves in a 2nd and 15. Several different receivers are in. As we mentioned, Ricky Rios is out tonight with a leg injury. So 2 receivers either way. Williams straight 3-step drop. Has a throw to the right side, or the left side, pardon me. It is caught by Woodard out near the 46-yard line. That'll be about enough for a 10-yard gain before he's wrestled to the ground, and it'll be 3rd and about 5 from the 46.
That's a good play and a good execution of play, because now it's 3rd and 6, and at least it's doable instead of 3rd and 15 like it was before.
So the Rangers set up with a manageable 3rd down. A couple of receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hunter in a slot on the right side. Now Woodard in motion. Williams wants to throw it to the flat. Now he goes a little bit further down, intended for, it looks like that was Jeremiah Gilliam. ball a little bit too low for him as he dives for it but can't come up with it, and the Rangers will have to punt on 4th and about 5 from the 46.
Well, the Cougars came with a double barrel blitz. Both outside linebackers came. They tried to put some pressure on Williams, and Williams was scrambling around and he wasn't able to get his feet planted so he could get a good pass off. Pass was a little low, a little short.
Rangers will see if they can block a little bit better as Anderson takes a low snap, gets it off, has some pressure. A nice looking kick that'll be fielded inside the 5-yard line. A nifty return, but not until he's hit. That is Isaiah Rivera, a senior wide receiver, who brings it out to about the 10-yard line. So a nice looking punt of 41 yards and a return of about 5 sets the Cougars up 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. 5:52 to go in the second quarter.
Well, this will be the first time that the Cougars have bad field position starting at their own 10-yard line going into the win. So will this change the play calling, or, will they get a little more, experimental, should we say, and try something fancy down here?
Ranger defense makes its adjustment. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for the Cougars. Perez hands it off up the middle. Spinning for a couple of yards is Haney, or he's brought down by Keeler, who was back in the game after getting shaken up a little bit earlier. That'll be a gain of about 3 for 2nd and 7.
Again, from our listeners' perspective, they can't see the splits by the offensive linemen of the Kenyon Cougars, and what that does is it makes lanes easier for the running backs to run through by the formation alignment.
Perez wants to follow his running back through the hole, but some pressure. Coleman'sberger got in there early into the backfield, and Perez goes down after a short gain at the 15. It'll be 3rd down and a long 5 as they need to get beyond the 20-yard line for a 1st down.
Yeah. Offensive linemen are not getting to the second level to the linebackers, so linebackers are free to fill and help out on Perez. That's why Perez is not getting a whole lot of yardage this first half.
Perez looks to the sideline to his coaches to see the adjustments. As 2 backs are now to his right side. Still looking to the sideline as play clock goes under 5. Now more movement, and the play clock, I think, goes off before he gets the snap off. And I think that is, I do believe, or have they called a timeout of the Cougars?
Timeout.
I guess they got a timeout in. The play clock went to 0 before the ball was snapped, but the whistle sounded as the clock was going to zeros, and Canyon called their 2nd timeout of this first half with 4.5 minutes to go.
Nice job by Coach Mazagima to call that timeout, because you knew this is a crucial down. It's 3rd and long, and you're down here and your back's against the wall in your own field with your own end zone. You got to have a play that's going to get you a 1st down, move the chains, give you some breathing room, and they were just about to ready to run out the play clock. Nice job by the coach recognizing that and calling timeout.
Coach Joe, who worked with Larry Hill for a long time at Smithson Valley. Joe Muchagumba in his 4th season, 8-26. 8-29, I think, is his record now. Has some tough going. Took the job 4 years ago in August, so he got under late in the game, and it's been a struggle ever since. So the Cougars have 3rd down and 5 from the 15. Perez takes the snap, wants to roll, has a couple of receivers out to the right. He then finally lets it go and throws it into the Smithson Valley bench. It'll be 4th down on the incomplete pass. His throw had a nice look to it, just no one was very open, and he tried to thread the needle on about a 35-yard pass from hash to sideline.
Exactly. Fagundo was open. He had beat the corner on a little corner route. The pass was a little high from Perez, and you know what? Now it's 4th down. They got a punt out of his own end zone, or almost in the end zone. Look for the good field position now for the Rangers.
Into this wind, which we again estimate between 15 and 20 miles an hour. The snap is a good one. Pressure not there. A nice high spiraling kick.
Good kick.
Woodard will go back. He lets it go. It'll bounce, and the Cougars will finally down it. I think they touched it originally about the Ranger 48, and that's where they'll spot it.
Nice job by Jacob Martinez. That's a great punt into the wind like that. That's almost 50-yard punt.
Officially 35 yards on the kick, but into this wind, that's like a 55-yard punt. And the Rangers start 1st and 10 from their own 48, and Levi Williams will come out with 4 minutes and some change to go. The Rangers lead it 7-6. Both teams have a touchdown. The Rangers made their extra point. The Cougars had theirs blocked. Williams sends 2 receivers to the left. A wishbone type look behind him. It's Nick Aiken takes the handoff. He scampers with those quick feet but doesn't get much, maybe a yard, maybe not that, as he spotted down at the 48-yard line. No gain on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Again, a bunch of defenders in there, among them including a defensive tackle, Josh Heisler. The senior at 5'9" and 215 has another tackle on his chart.
Yeah, you almost, along with Heisler, credit the whole defensive line because they were all in there on Aiken that time on the tackle.
So the Rangers come up with a 2nd and long call here with 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Fake it to Aiken. Williams wants to throw. He has some pressure, scrambles away from it. Here comes more pressure. Lets the ball to go far out of bounds, and that is a nice job of getting an incomplete pass to bring up 3rd and long, but at least you play for another down.
Absolutely. Williams had so much pressure from Reagan Hopper to defensive end. They call it a rock position because it's kind of a hybrid, kind of an outside linebacker, strong safety. It's an interesting concept, but he had pressure on Williams, and Williams had no thing he could do is really just throw it out of bounds because, again, the secondary for the Cougars are doing an admirable job covering the receivers downfield.
And really, as he got away from Hopper a little bit, then Eric Taylor comes up from his face and doesn't allow him to run any farther and has to throw it away. So 3rd and 10 from the 48. Williams fakes the handoff, little play action, has a man down the field. It's Woodard, and the ball goes through his hands as the defensive pressure was there from Facundo. I don't know. That one looked like 6, but they couldn't connect, and the Rangers will have to punt.
Woodard had a step on Facundo, but you know what? It went through his arms, and credit the defense too. Facundo had just enough to swat at his arms to disrupt him from Woodard catching the football.
And the wind, this time at our backs. Brance Anderson, his 3rd punt try of the night. Cougars bringing everybody. Someone gets loose. He gets the punt off, but barely. The ball will hit near the 20 and get a Ranger bounce inside the 15 down to about the 11 before it's downed. So Anderson comes up with a 41-yard punt. No return. Again, the Cougars were awful close to blocking another one there.
That was for Gundu again, going in there and almost getting a block punt. I mean, they're getting some pressure. Their special teams are playing well this afternoon.
So the Cougars have the ball again, 3:09 to go in the half. It's 7-6 Rangers. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Perez. Claps his hands a couple of times to see how the defense moves and then looks to the sideline for adjustments. And now a timeout is called from the Smithson Valley sideline. The Rangers want a timeout. So with 3:09 to go in the first half, we're back after this timeout on the Ranger Network.
When you're ready for a break, hurry in to Chicken Express. Let us do all the cooking for you. We always offer high-quality, affordable meals that the entire family will enjoy. Our chicken is never frozen and it's hand-battered fresh so you can really taste the difference. You can expect fast and friendly service at Chicken Express, whether you dine in, drive through, or drive up. Hurry in and hurry back to Chicken Express.
Here we go, tie ball game with just 2 seconds left on the clock, and the Rangers are looking to score. Here's a snap. Bayless, who is wide open down the near sideline. And he makes a catch at the 10, the 5, touchdown. My goodness, what a play, and the Rangers win.
The Rangers lead at 7-6, 3:09 to go in the half. Cougars will have the ball from their own 11, where they'll have a 1st and 10. Rangers use their first timeout of the second half. It says on the scoreboard, says 2 and 2 timeouts left, but we think Cougars have called 2. Here's Perez on a keeper. Scrambles up the field before he gets hit by Zuber and some others. Gets up to about I think they'll mark him at the 13, so a gain of 2. It's 2nd down and 8.
Well, this is an important situation. You want to keep your timeouts if you're the Rangers, because if you stop them 3 and out here, you have 2 timeouts left and you got great field position with the win to end the first half.
Perez and the Cougars want to do something about that. He'll take the snap, keeps it after a fake of a handoff, tries to muscle up a couple of yards, gets across the 15 to the 17. It'll be 3rd and 4. Perez at 5'11" and 185 is trying to run with a little more muscle. They'll spot him at the 17. It is 3rd and almost 5.
And they're going to take their sweet time getting this call in and getting the play off, because you're just going to take some time off the play clock. Game clock, excuse me.
I think they snapped that one a little early. Game clock will go under 2 before this snap is made. Perez makes the snap, a quick pitch. It's Culbreth, and he's tracked down and brought down by C.J. Keeler. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Cougars. C.J. Keeler, another big play. He and Zuber, the 2 leading tacklers on the team, and both just making big plays defensively.
Yeah, Keeler's having a good first half too. And I'll tell you what, if Keeler doesn't make that tackle, I think the ball carrier could be running around on the sideline because it was wide open. Nice job by the senior defensive end.
So Jacob Martinez will come on for another punt try, this time into the wind again, just like last time. He had a nice punt then of over 35 yards. Woodard.
Call their last timeout.
Cougars will call a timeout again. 1:14 is the time on the clock. The Cougars will use a timeout before they kick this from their own 15. It is 4th and about 6. The Rangers, I don't know if they set up a different punt rush scenario there that the Cougars weren't familiar with, but whatever the case is, Joe Muchagamba called a timeout and wants to talk about it.
Well, think about it. You've got your opponent's kicking into a 15-mile-per-hour wind. You go after the punt. Now, if you rough the punter, sure, they get a first down, but that's going to probably end the half. But the reason why you want to do that, don't set up the punt return, because it's going to be a short punt to begin with. So you're going to get good field position. So might as well go after the punter. Go after the punt, I should say.
Yes. Go after the punter too if you want to.
Well, make sure you get
the ball
touch
first.
the ball, yeah.
Yeah.
And they do.
The kick is off. It's low, end over end. We'll get a Cougar bounce and we'll roll up to about the 40-yard line, but the Rangers will have the ball at a little over a minute to go. 1st and 10 from the Cougar 40-yard line, so another opportunity. The Rangers lead at 7-6, each team with a touchdown. The Cougars missed their extra point. The Rangers made theirs.
You know, it looked like the Rangers did go after the punt, but it wasn't a great effort. It didn't look like, but it was set up to try to block the punt.
The Rangers find themselves in a dogfight here in the COMAL Bowl of 2017, even though they're 6-1 and the Cougars are 1-6. Everybody's in tight on this formation. Williams will fake the pass. Extra blockers in. He'll throw it long for Woodard, angling toward the sideline. He catches it, and it's a touchdown. Just like that on 1st down. A great job by Woodard to find some opening from the defensive backs, and Williams put it right on the spot, and Trayvon just brought it right in for the score.
That was a beautiful run route, too. I was watching him because he was one-on-one out there, and he had safety help from the inside. But he did a double move, Tony. He came inside like he was doing kind of a quick post, and he broke it back out to the flag, and he was wide open. It was a nice pass by Levi Williams as well.
So the Rangers connect to go up 14 with the extra point, 14-6 with under a minute to go now, 57 seconds to go, and they'll have to kick off again to the Cougars. But some little extra momentum going into the locker room. The Rangers score on a 1-yard drive that covers 40 yards. Williams to Woodard for the score.
Well, Coach Hill was talking about explosive plays. That's an explosive play. One play, 40 yards in the end zone, touchdown. That's what the Rangers do. That's what Smithson Valley likes to do, because then it puts them in a different favorable play call selection, where then they can run the football more effectively, they can do more play action pass, and they can also throw deep. That's the first deep pass that we've seen in the first half.
Don't forget, at halftime, we'll let you hear and see the Smithson Valley Ranger Marching Band, and they'll go first here on the road. We'll also have senior moments for you during the halftime as the Rangers lead at 14-6, 57 seconds to go before halftime, and the Cougar offense getting ready to come back on the field after the kickoff by Mason Reed.
Boy, all the momentum that Cougars had and late in the second quarter just diminished in one play. You had great situation, you punted it, you put them back at about the 45-yard line. They feel like that they're just going to probably just run the ball out, run the clock out. No, they're going to go deep to their number one playmaker, Woodard, touchdown. That's Smithson Valley football.
Mason Reed will kick it long, and it'll go over the head of Facundo into the end zone, and the Cougars will start 1st and 10 from their own 25. Still 57 seconds to go. We'll see if their Cougar offense wants to make anything happen with 57 seconds to go and one timeout left.
Or just go into halftime and be happy that you're just down by, down 14-6. I mean, I don't know.
Certainly can't afford to turn the ball over and give the Rangers another opportunity. One receiver to the left, two to the right. Broken eye to the right. Hand off, it's Haney. He'll get a couple of yards before he's slung down. Like Flores along with Zuber were there. So a short gain makes it 2nd and 6, and they go no huddle, 42 seconds to go.
Interesting down here on the short side of the field into the boundary, 82, Lane Young for the Cougars. He's one-on-one with the corner because it looks like Woodard, the safety, he wants to come in and just play the run.
Another carry by Haney, and it looks like they're just going to run the clock out, even though they're.
I kind of like that one-on-one. At least, Match, give it a shot. Give it a try.
Smithson Valley calls a timeout on 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and about, looks like 3 from the 32 with 25 seconds to go. Larry Hill still has one timeout in his pocket. He could call another one after the 3rd down play and make them punt into the wind again.
Exactly. Good strategy. May have a chance to get into the end zone one more time in the second quarter and go in 21-6. That the scoreboard would just totally tell a difference in the game. I can't even spit it out today.
And the reason is you have Trayvon Merrick Woodard back to receive the punt, and when he's back there, anything can happen. The Rangers find themselves ahead 14-6. Cougars with the ball, 3rd and 4, closing seconds of the second quarter. Perez takes the snap, gives it to Haney again, and he's got a 1st down. This time the offensive line, the right side of the offensive line, gets enough of a surge that the Cougars have a 1st down, and that probably will be the last play of the first half. The Cougars will come back to the line of scrimmage, but the clock is rolling now under 15 seconds. Perez looks at the sideline. I'm going to be surprised if they snap it, but at the same time, yeah, maybe I won't be surprised as they huddle up quick. Smithson Valley's going to call a timeout. Larry Hill was beside himself as he ran out onto the field to call that timeout. With the clock running down, it was going to be the last play. I don't know if he didn't feel like his defense was ready for a home run type throw.
Maybe.
But he did not want that last play to go off without him having a chance to say whatever he wanted to say.
Well, by formation, it didn't look like it was a Hail Mary or anything like that. It just looked like a normal formation. I bet they were going to run the football. The way Haney switched sides over on Perez.
Yeah, I would bet the same thing.
Yeah.
In any event, we'll have another couple of seconds before we have this final play of the first half, as it seems like our ability to get to the final play of the first half has been a challenge. One receiver left, two to the right. Perez takes the snap, hands it to Haney again, up the middle, has some room, It's about a 9-yard run out to the 45, and then some extra blocking and such between Young and Woodard. But both teams will go to the locker room with the Rangers leading at 14-6 at the half.
Hello, I'm Steve from GVTC, here to install your 1 gig per second internet service.
Hey, you're Ranger Senior Trayvon Merrick Woodard.
No sir, I'm Steve with GVTC.
Come on. Cornerback, kick punt return, wide receiver.
I'll be over here. I'll let you know if I need anything.
Just came in to set up your Wi-Fi.
Thanks, Steve.
So this is it, huh?
Yep, this is where it all starts and finishes.
Joe Pavelek, Jeff Shin, Alan Hill, Pat Bailey, Matt Hilson, Clint Haney, Cody Fuller, Eric Anders, Garrett Smith, Andrew Sendejo, Josh Adkins could have dressed in the soccer.
We got work to do, kid.
We're gonna go inside, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna get him on the run, we're gonna keep him on the run, then we're gonna go, 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 go. We won't stop until we're across that goal line. This is a team they say is good. Well, I think we're better than them. So what do you say, man?
Let me give it a try. Making videos is not easy. It's confusing and it's hard work. Well, I'm here to tell you, when your back's against the wall, call Wick Productions. It's who we use for game night scoreboard production and the Rangers Network.
Amazing, Coach. Another perfectly executed shameless plug.
It's time for football, and Red McCombs Ford is powering the Rangers to another successful season. So go Rangers and good luck from Red McCombs Ford, the truck capital of Texas, and saford.com.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never frozen beef, and you've got a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
Cougars trail the Rangers. It's 14-6, Smithson Valley on top as we get ready to start the second half. The Cougars will have the ball first. The Rangers should have the wind at their back in the third quarter, which means the Rangers will get the wind in the fourth quarter. The Cougars will get the wind in the fourth quarter. Well, the Rangers will kick it off here to start the second half. 12 minutes in the third quarter, 12 minutes in the fourth quarter, 24 minutes to play. Let's see if we can have some football here. The Rangers lead at 14-6.
They're going downstairs to get some hot chocolate or some coffee.
Yes, they are. They're leaving the stands to do something. Mason Reed's kickoff goes into the end zone, and that's where it'll be. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25. The Cougars will have the opening possession of the second half.
Well, we'll see what kind of adjustments that they did offensively in the dressing room for the Canyon Cougars. I know defensively, the Rangers did a nice job of basically corralling Perez pretty much the first half. Haney had a nice few pops here and there, but for all practical purposes, the Ranger defense did a pretty good job the first half.
All right. Perez brings his troops out. Got 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Haney, the setback beside him. Takes the snap, hands it off. Haney hit in the backfield and dragged down. Might have got back to the original line of scrimmage. Witcher and Flores in there.
Not much there, was it?
Down at the bottom of the pile also was C.J. Keeler. In a hurry, the Cougars back to the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll fake a handoff, throws it out to the edge. A completed pass and a broken tackle by Farr. Gets him enough for a first down as he'll scramble up to the 36. A broken tackle on the point of the catch. And the Cougars have another first down.
That's that RPO look where you ride the ride, trying to fake it to the tailback, and all Perez has to do is just pop that quick little pass out to the flat. That's almost like a pitch out when you think about it that way in this spread offense.
Perez again takes the handoff, throws it again out to Farr. This time he's wrapped up and brought down by Brady Chubb. A short gain of about 4 yards up to the 39, so it'll be 2nd and 6. But Chubb was Johnny on the spot that time, and Farr comes off. Their leading receiver looks to be hobbled just a little bit. One of his legs, and he's holding his helmet as well. So in any event, the Cougars back in a hurry. Hurry up offense continues. Little given shuck and jive. It was a little out fake, and then the receiver went up the field, but the pass too far, and it's incomplete. It'll bring 2nd and 10. Chubb was on coverage. Gonzalez, the intended receiver. Callan Farr really can't sit on the sideline too long. He's their best receiver by far.
Well, Gonzalez did a nice job trying to do a little hitch and go. That was set up by the previous 2 plays. It's just that Perez overthrew Gonzalez out in the flats.
Perez wants to set up a wide receiver screen. That is Gonzalez. He catches it on the move, gets some blocks, and he's up to midfield before he's dragged down. That time Johnson brought him down, but it's another Cougar first down.
Gonzalez ran what we call a missile screen. It's a middle inside screen they call missile, and that's a beautiful looking play, and actually it was well run by both Perez and Gonzalez for a first down.
So the Cougar offense on a little bit of a roll with a couple of first downs. Perez wants to throw again. This time he had Farr, got past Chubb, but couldn't hang on to the pass. Might have been deflected on the way to him. Chubb might have got a finger on it.
Yeah.
But it's a drop pass incomplete. It's 2nd and 10, but that one would have gone to the house if he had hung on to it.
Yeah. I think Chubb, to your point, did have a little bit of a hand or a finger to disrupt the pass just enough so that Farr was not able to bring it in.
Callan Farr looks like as good a receiver as we've seen all year, as he's able to get open on every play. Now 2nd and 10 from the 49. Perez this time hands it off. Haney won't have anywhere to go. Flores, along with Keeler, Zillman, brought him down after a short gain. It's 3rd and 9 from midfield.
3rd and 9 from the midfield. This is a tough call now. When you take the opening kickoff of the second half, you got a little offensive rhythm going here if you're a Cougar fan, and you're thinking now it's 3rd and long. You really need to pick up and get this first down to move the chains out of midfield.
Canyon moving into the wind, which is not as strong right now. Now Perez rolls out, has some pressure. He'll be sacked. He just gives the ball up. Is that going to be called a fumble or an incomplete pass? If it's an incomplete pass, that has to be intentional grounding, doesn't it?
Well, he's outside the pocket. He's outside the tackle area, so it's an incomplete pass. Well, Perez needs to understand if the receiver's not open.
They threw the flag.
Well, they did throw the flag.
I don't know that he was. He was inside the hash still. So it's
to
fourth.
Me, that would look a little close.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was close, but the officials all huddled up right away and then threw the flag. So it's a loss back to the 36. It is 4th down and about 25. The yard marker has first down on it, so they're lost.
Yeah.
So a punt will come up by Jacob Martinez. The Rangers look like they're going to rush. Nobody really, Pierce got in but didn't get to the ball. Into the wind, it doesn't go very far. Angles towards the sideline and goes out of bounds near the Ranger 45. We'll see where they mark it officially near the 45, and that's where the Rangers will start 1st and 10 on their opening possession of the second half.
You know, getting back to that 3rd and long by Perez, when it gets to the point where you're being pressured and you realize that you cannot scramble out, you got to just throw the ball away and just live, to your point, to play another set of downs. You put your defense now in a tough situation because you were sacked and then you had the penalty against you and your punt went short because you're in the wind.
Well, and really he's lucky is he didn't fumble the ball, because when he's got the ball out loose like he was, that ball gets knocked away and then the Rangers have it there. Rangers will run on 1st down. It is Eggleston in as a tailback. He gets a couple of yards but not very much. As again, that's the defense of the Cougars, and that's the middle linebacker, Martin Davis, who was Johnny on the spot. A short gain of about 3 brings up 2nd down and 7. One receiver either way for the Rangers. Williams fakes a handoff, throws it out to the edge. That's caught by Gilliam, pardon me. Rivera and Gilliam both getting some snaps tonight with Ricky Rios being out, but Gilliam makes the catch for a 1st down to the 44 of the Canyon Cougars.
Not a bad pass that time by Williams. It's a hard throw thrown across your body, and it was a 10-yard out to Gilliam, and it was low to the outside, but that's where you want to throw so the defender cannot get to it.
By the way, the flags are almost limp now, almost no wind in here. Woodard has the ball faked to him on the receiver sweep. Williams keeps it. This time he has some room as he makes a nice 8-yard run up to the 37. It'll be 2nd down and about 3. Call it a 7-yard run.
Yeah, good job that time. I guess it was designed for Williams really to keep the ball, because if he would have handled it to Woodard, it would have been a sack in the backfield.
So the Rangers bring out a 3-man backfield now.
Oh.
Somebody moved early, and that'll be a penalty.
This will come back.
Palamine was in as the blocking back. Hunter was in the backfield also. And Franco came in for Eggleston, who got kind of shaken up on that 1st down carry that he had. So a 5-yard march makes it 2nd down and 8 instead of 2nd down and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a different play call.
A little different play call, yeah.
There is a different play coming in. Williams sends his line to the line. Same look, though. 2 receivers left, kind of a 3-man backfield with Hunter as the forward blocker. And they give it to Franco, off left tackle, squirts outside, has a 1st down, gets inside the 30 before he's dragged down. There, Mark Franco with a nice run on 2nd and long, and the Rangers have the yardsticks moving up to the 29. It's 1st and 10.
And the Rangers will go no huddle. It looks like they're going to go with the no huddle offense. Now they're going to huddle up.
Kind of a quick move, though. Play clock at 20. Williams, kind of a pistol look. Now motion by Pierce. They fake it to Pierce. William keeps it, avoids one tackler, then spins away, gets about 3 or 4 yards up to the 26 before he's rustled down. A couple of different guys, Josh Heiser, one of the defensive tackles in there, among others, to help make the tackle. It's second down and about 7.
Well, when your Z receiver goes across the formation, it's to draw the attention away. So it's a nice play because the quarterback fakes it to him and it keeps it right up the middle. So it's a good-looking play.
Williams again with a pistol look, 2 receivers to the right. Gives it to Franco. Nice spurt off the line, has a nice run, then drops the ball. Canyon has it about the 11-yard line. A great run by Franco, had first down yardage and then more, almost up to the 10-yard line, but he let the ball down.
Yep.
And the Cougars have their next turnover of the game, and it's 1st and 10 for them at their own 11.
Very uncharacteristic for Franco to drop the ball like that after a nice 15-yard run, Tony. But again, looking into, now we're in the third quarter of this game, the Cougars are +2 in a turnover ratio.
Midway through the third quarter, the Rangers lead at 14-6, but they have the ball, do the Cougars, after a Ranger turnover. Perez hands it off. Haney will get about 5 as he's kind of rustled out. That's Colbreth, not Haney.
Ooh,
and now we have a fight out on the far edge.
A little extracurricular activity out there. Looks like the one-on-one kind of went on to a little after the whistle blew. Maybe personal fouls against both the kids.
I would guess you're right. It was at their tight end against Flores or one of the offensive linemen against Flores. But they went a little farther than I think both probably thinks they should have.
Well, let's see what the referee says here.
Unsportsmanlike one way, unsportsmanlike the other way.
Yep.
Offsetting penalties.
Played it down over.
It's after the play, so the down counts, right?
No, you're right. You're right.
It's after the play. It's a dead ball.
So it's 2nd and 8.
So it is second. We'll call it 7. The ball at the 14. They need to get to the 21. It is second down, and they haven't moved the yard marker yet, and the scoreboard still says first down, but it has to be second down, doesn't it?
It was after the play.
It's after the play. It is second down. The yardstick does move. So 2 receivers left. Perez wants to throw. It's a pitch and go. Farr is open. He catches the ball. They'll chase him down, but not until he gets past midfield.
Well, that
Brady
play.
Chubb really frustrated that he bit on the first ball fake. And a big gain for the Cougar offense, has the ball at the Ranger 39.
Best pass that Perez thrown all night so far, and it was a little just give and go to Farr, and he beat Chubb, this free safety who went on the fake, and that way Farr was able to get behind him, and it was a nice pass, nice catch, good for about 50-yard gain. That was a good-looking play.
It was. Second time they've run it. This time they connected. The first time was incomplete. So the Ranger defense has their backs to the wall. They need to come up with a stop here as the Cougars are moving 1st and 10 in Ranger territory at the 40-yard line. Colbreth takes the handoff straight up the middle. Good hole up to the 30. Give him first down yardage or nice, well, let's say at the 31. It'll be 2nd and 1. But a nice looking run where the offensive line created some space for him, and they'll go in a hurry. Perez doesn't check the line this time. Now he does. Not in as big a hurry as they had been, but now they're ready to go again. Perez takes the snap. Oh, the offensive line didn't move. Now he has to throw it away. It'll go incomplete. Almost had to be procedure, didn't it? Because the ball was, the center snapped the ball, but the rest of the offensive line wasn't ready for it.
But that wouldn't be procedure because no one's going. I mean, once the ball snapped, there's, you're able to move. But clearly there was miscommunication up front.
What happens when you get in a hurry and you're not used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Haney comes back in for Colbreth. It is 3rd and 1 from the 31. They need to get to the 30 for a first down. Perez takes it, gives it to Haney, has room on the left side, gets probably enough for a first down, even though Brady Chubb comes up and makes a nice tackle, but he falls ahead of the 30, and that is first down yardage.
Yeah, just enough for the first down. Chubb did a nice job. He's coming up from his free safety position. He has inside-out pursuit on the running back on Haney and made a nice play. Unfortunately for the Rangers, though, it was about a yard after the sticks are going to be moving.
So 1st and 10 from the Ranger 29. Perez in a hurry again, pitches it to Haney going right. There are defenders there. Haney makes a nice cutback move, and he'll get 4 or 5 yards up inside the 25 before he's wrestled down. And the Cougars again have their offense with some momentum now, moving inside the 25 to the 24.
It looks like the Cougars have got a little offensive rhythm going on now, Tony. It looks like, they're throwing it downfield, they're throwing it to the flats, they're running up the middle, they're doing some misdirection. Doing a little bit of everything to kind of keep the defense on their toes.
Perez takes it, fakes the handoff, has a man far on the left side. The little short in route is broken up, and it's incomplete, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, quick slant to the inside receiver, but Chubb had him all the way and was able to swat the ball before the receiver was able to catch the football. Nice job by the safety, Chubb.
Does it look to you like Chubb's almost like a cornerback now, and
Almost.
Woodard's almost like safety playing in the middle of the field? Here's a pass to the middle.
That's a great play by Chubb that time. One-on-one with that receiver, just followed him all the way across into formation. And yes, the receiver did catch the football, but he was immediately tackled by Chubb.
Right. Good job by Favre of coming up with it, but Chubb, good coverage. It's 4th down and about 4. They need to get to the 20. They're going to try to kick a field goal. Again, the wind is nil. This again, Jacob Martinez on the season. He is 3 of 5 from the field goal side. His long is 45 yards. This end-over-end kick has a chance, but falls short. No, it went over the goalpost. My goodness.
It was hard to tell.
So the 40-yard field goal for Jacob Martinez makes it a 14-9 game.
Very interesting. That ball barely made it over the crossbar, and what would be into whatever wind we have right now, wind resistance.
It's just almost nil now. Yeah. The flags are dead. We're back after this timeout on the Ranger Network.
Whether you're looking to build a new home, buy your first car, or follow your dream of being your own boss, let a neighbor help you. We understand your financial needs because we live and work here. Sage Capital Bank.
It's really great to be part of this wonderful community. Smithson Valley is about friends, family, and taking good care of one another. And at Ferris Orthodontics, we believe in the same thing.
Our new patients are referred to us by friends. We treat everyone like family, and we will take care of you by giving you a healthy smile.
Ferris Orthodontics.
Line them up.
Martinez in to kick it off. Rangers pooch kick by Martinez will be fielded by Woodard at the 25. Beats the first defender, now beats a couple of more, goes up the sideline, and still, inbounds until he steps out of bounds across the 40. So a nice return by Woodard gives the Rangers good field position as they'll go 1st and 10 from their own 43.
Tony, this has got to be a crucial offensive series now for the Rangers. They take the opening, their first series in the third quarter, they march all the way down, and Franco unfortunately fumbles the football, but then to have the Cougars march all the way down the field and get points out of it, that really broke any kind of offensive momentum. So this is a key series, I think, for the Rangers.
Got to answer. You have to answer here. Williams takes the snap, runs it up the middle, has some room, gets a couple of extra blocks. Now near first down yardage, he'll have a gain of about 8 as he's kind of wrestled down by several defenders across midfield to the Canyon 48. That'll be 2nd and 1 for the Rangers.
Again, they use that misdirection with Pierce coming across the formation. Williams faking it to him, and just basically it's a quarterback keeper right up the middle, relying on his big offensive lineman to stay on their blocks, and he's going to find a crease and try to get as much as he can out of it.
Rangers going with 2 receivers, a tight end, and 2 backs in the backfield. The 2 receivers are split left. Here's a handoff to Aiken. He wiggles and squirts but doesn't get any yardage as the defense is there. And again, that's the middle linebacker, Davis.
Yeah. In fact, he might have lost a yard.
Spot him at the 47, needs to get, or the 48, needs to get to the 47 for a first down. It's 3rd and 1.
Well, you got to play. When someone makes a good play, you got to call it out. And really, Davis did a nice job from his middle linebacker position, just eyeballing and staying inside out on Aiken. And as Aiken broke it out, Davis was there to be able to make the tackle. Great job.
2 receivers. One of them is Aiken out here to the right. Somebody moved. One of the offensive linemen was pulling, and he pulled a step too soon.
The defensive line all shifted, and it caused him to move just enough.
So instead of 3rd and 1, it's 3rd and 6. You're at your own 47 now. You need to get to their 47. 3rd and 6 for the Rangers on what has to be an answered drive. You have to answer their score.
You have to.
Telling you what, you're in a dogfight. You got to start getting that bark a little louder. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Aiken is the back. A little reverse to Pierce. He's coming left. Cougars are up to the challenge, though. Nice job of tackling him. That was Cooper Holm, who came out and stuck him right at the midfield area. Rangers will get back to about the 49-yard line, but that'll bring up 4th and 4. And my guess is the punt team will be on, and there is Brant Anderson.
There he is. Well, that reverse had nowhere to go because Holm stayed at home on the outside, and that's his responsibility when the run goes away from you and you're the outside corner. You got to make sure you stay at home, and whatever comes back your way, force it back to the middle.
And penetration up the middle kind of blew it up anyway. Is when Williams was giving it to Pierce, he was already 6 or 7 yards deep, and I don't think it was intended to be that way. Good rush. Anderson in a hurry gets it off. No real wind helping him. A fair catch is made for at the 24-yard line, and that's where the Cougars will start 1st and 10. Bobby Risk, I think, was the fair catch receiver. The Cougars start from their own 24.
Well, you know, here we go. One of the critical success factors I had for the Cougars to be successful tonight was get a 3-and-out by their defense, 1 per quarter. Well, here it is, the second series in the 3rd quarter for Smithson Valley, and they came up 3-and-out. So we'll see what the Cougars can do on this offensive series.
And that was after great field possession, after a good kickoff return.
Yep.
So the defense will be called to make some plays again. Cougars with their usual formation. Here's Haney up the middle, and they're really starting. There's a fumble on the ground. Who will get to it? It looks like the Cougars got there first. Telling you what, all of a sudden their blocking between the tackles has gotten good enough to get some seams. Haney that time had first down yardage, then put the ball on the carpet, but the Cougars recover because the Rangers couldn't get there quicker.
And almost the fumble picked up an extra couple yards too, because it was a forward fumble.
Yes. So at the 36, it's 1st and 10. Cougars look to the sideline for the play call. The play clock goes under 15. Game clock under 30 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's 14-9 Rangers. Cougars give it to Culbreth this time. This time, though, Jacob Zuber says no. He'll get a yard up to the 37. We'll call it 2nd and 8. The defense really needs to make a play, though, as we get near the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah. You know, I'm watching Woodard, who is the free safety on the far side or the wide side of the football field. He's just eyeballing the quarterback, and as soon as whenever Perez looks like he's going to hand the football off, Woodard's just sprinting to the middle of the formation because he knows either Perez is going to keep it or give it to Haney. If there was any kind of fake and play action, that middle is going to be wide open.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. The Rangers hanging on to a 14-9 lead here on the Ranger Network.
Just press enter and your GBTC home DVR will record your show automatically.
Thanks, Doug from GBTC, who looks exactly like Ranger senior CJ Keeler.
I'm just Doug, here to help.
Fumble! Here you go. Can I help you set up your favorite channel list now?
It's time for football, and Red McCombs Ford is powering the Rangers to another successful season. So go Rangers, and good luck from Red McCombs Ford, the truck capital of Texas, and SAFord.com, where you'll always shop over 1,000 vehicles, including the largest certified pre-owned inventory in all of Texas. Red McCombs Ford, the Rangers' one-stop place to shop for new, pre-owned, fleet, and quick lane service. Go Rangers.
And we're back to Cougar Stadium. The Rangers defense making a stop on first down. It's 2nd and 10 again from the 36-yard line. They'll give it to Haney. He'll get a yard or two up to about the 37, maybe the 38, but then Woodard and Zuber and Christian Romano was a cornerback that time that got in there. Rangers changing up their defense again. Woodard goes back out to cornerback. Chubb and Johnson are the safeties. So it is 3rd and 8. Perez takes it, fakes a handoff. He wants to throw, looking for Farr. He gets wrapped up. The ball's up in the air. A lot of contact on the play. I don't know if you'll see a flag, though. Farr really tried to egg the call by running into Chubb and kind of spinning off of him like he was being held. The ball goes incomplete.
That's probably a good no call on that one. They were both kind of hanging on each other, and you know what? It's probably uncatchable, and so the referee did a nice job calling a no call on that one. But you know what? I want to comment on number 40, Keeler. He is really beating that offensive tackle time and time again, getting back in the backfield. And that time, Perez, he was under duress, so he couldn't get a good pass off, and that was because the Keeler was in his face.
He just threw it up.
Yep.
Hoping his receiver would make a play. Here's a rush. The punter gets it off. It's Martinez. End over end kick. Won't go very far, but gets a good bounce for Canyon. Hits about the 40. And goes down, marked down at the 34. That's where the Rangers will start 1st and 10. Again, some extracurricular activity at the end of that play between a blocker and a cover man. The Cougar coaches getting after it a little bit, but the Rangers have the ball with 11:13 to go in the game, up by 5.
Why would we doubt that the tempers may be a little feisty tonight? This is called the COMAL Bowl. I mean,
the Canyon Cougars have 9 first down to this point, and the Rangers have 5. Total offense, 180 for the Cougars, 160 for the Rangers. The Ranger offense really needs to put something together here. Here's a receiver sweep to Woodard. He's got some room. Gets bumped down just past the 40. If he doesn't get knocked down there, it's a foot race with him and one of the linebackers, because that was Martin down there chasing him. It is about a 6-yard gain, maybe a 7-yard gain to the 41. It's 2nd and 3.
Well, when your offense is sputtering a little bit, you might as well get the ball in your playmaker's hand, the best athlete on the football field, and that's Woodard. And that way he just gets basically a jet sweep to come across the formation, cuts it upfield and makes something out of nothing and for 8 yards.
Williams will run it himself. Had both running backs go into the hole, and he's just trapped back. He'll get no gain and lose a couple of yards back to the original line of scrimmage. So the 7-yard gain by Woodard is a 7-yard loss by Williams back to the 34. It is 3rd and 10.
Hopper came off the right defensive end, and really Williams had nowhere to go. He was trying to dip and dodge and get himself out of that duress, but he just couldn't do it because Hopper finally wrapped him up.
Well, you saw both running backs go into the hole to create some momentum for him, and they were just engulfed by everybody was expecting that run. It looked like everybody knew where it was going. So 3rd and 10, a big 3rd down play for the Cougars, who haven't had a lot of luck on 3rd downs tonight. Williams takes the snap, play action, wants to throw, going long, intended for Woodard. Good coverage, and the ball's knocked away.
That time the Cougars had pretty decent coverage on Woodard inside. But basically, he was double teamed on the top and underneath. That would have had been a perfectly thrown ball by Williams to drop it between the both of them. It was just a little high.
It was indeed incomplete, makes it 4th and 10 from the 34. Brance Anderson in. Kicking into what would be a wind in the first half. Isn't much of a wind right now, so it's really time for a good punt. Good blocking, too, to protect him. The snap is off. Anderson's kick little better spiral. See if he gets a bounce. Not a great one, but a decent one. Will bound to about the 38. So the punt will be 34 yards in total, no return. The Cougars start 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line.
I'll go back to my critical success factors. Defense by the Cougars, again forcing another 3 and out by Smithson Valley in the start of 4th quarter. And I said you'd have to do that once per each quarter.
And they have in the second half.
The Cougar defense has really risen up and done a nice job.
All those fans that left to go get some hot chocolate haven't come back yet.
They're missing a good football game.
Just so you know. The Cougars have the ball down 14-9. The Rangers up by 5. 4th quarter action, 9.5 minutes to go. Perez gives it. This is Culbreth. Nice cutback lane. Gets out near mid. That is Haney, pardon me. But gets a gain of about 6 to the 44. It's 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, Haney was actually lined up on the kind of a wing position and just basically handed back on a counter sweep. And Haney had a nice green to be able to get up about 6 yards on that.
Ranger defense being called all night to make big plays. Here's another opportunity. Perez wants to throw. Farr got held off the line of scrimmage. He went about 5 yards and then turned in and got held. No whistle as the ball goes over his head. It's now 3rd and 4.
That would have been really hard to get that ball in there. He was triple teamed. But I know he was held, but still there was 3 Rangers around him.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play, but he had no chance because about 5-6 yards down the field, all of a sudden he stopped.
Yeah.
So again, the Rangers changing up what they do. Woodard looks like he's back at safety.
I would be looking where Farr's lined up and Chubb's on him.
Yep.
Chubb's on him. Okay.
So 3rd and 4. They fake the handoff. A little inside screen to this side, and it won't go anywhere. That's Lane Young makes the catch, but no gain, a loss of a couple. Play calling got a little bit creative to do something different there, and it didn't work.
Yeah, they got a little fancy instead of just going back to what's been giving them some momentum and rhythm on offense, and that's just go right at them.
And it was 2nd and 4 and 3rd and 4, and they didn't run either one of them,
No,
and I don't understand that.
No.
You make 2 pass plays.
This is the Rangers' first 3 and out, too.
Yeah.
They had the second half.
So the Cougars will punt. Some pressure on Martinez, a great-looking punt. Spiraling punt fielded by Woodard at about the 15, and nothing but red jerseys around him. He won't go anywhere. I'm telling you what, they have taken any chance for him to return a punt back by sending. They've got a great. Again, Jeff, they are rushing almost everybody to put pressure on the punter, and yet their coverage team is down there to bottle the best punt returner we've seen to get no gain again.
Yeah, a good job on special teams doing just enough to hold out the rush, but then sprinting downfield, and it's not exactly how fast you get down there, but how you're able to surround the receiver who's fielding the football. And that time Woodard had nowhere to go.
So from their own 14-yard line, the Rangers have 1st and 10. And this is an offensive unit that has not been efficient tonight. See if they can make some moves now. Play clock goes under 8 minutes to play in the game. Williams wants to throw after play action. Throws it down the field. Pierce has some room and makes a catch across midfield. It's a 1st down for the Rangers in Cougar territory as he catches the ball and goes down about the 45-yard line. Facundo on coverage, but Pierce just went and wrestled the ball away.
Number 2 explosive play for Coach Larry Hill. And that time Williams threw it off his back leg and threw it 35 yards. Perfect to Pierce, running a post pattern. Had a step on the defender, Facundo. And it was just a good look. That's the kind of play that's going to get you a little bit of momentum offensively here. Get you out of, your back's against your goal line. You got to get out of there. That's a good looking play.
1st downs are momentum. Rangers have one. Here's a handoff fake to Pierce. Williams keeps it. He has some room. A good 6, 7, 8 yard gain again. The Rangers are finding a way to get him up the field enough to on a 1st down run for a good gain. It's 2nd and 4.
Yeah, of all the games I've seen Smithson Valley so far this year, this is the most I've seen Williams actually run with the football. Am I incorrect by saying that?
I don't know that's the most carries he's had in a season, but it seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Williams sends Woodard in motion. Fakes it to him and runs it himself again, and he's got first down yardage inside the 35. Gets popped pretty good as he goes down, but pops right back up.
He fakes it to Woodard. He's the best. I think I might have handed it off to Woodard in that situation. But to Williams' point, he did a nice job going right up the middle for first down.
Didn't really call it as we went out to the huddle, but it was a 2 tight end set with Bobby Palamine coming in to be the second tight end for extra blocking. Now 2 receivers come out to the left. One's tight on the right. 2 backs in the backfield with Williams. He'll give it to Franco, who spins away at the line of scrimmage as he met a defender, but he gets wrapped up in a short gain of, I think, no gain. It's second down and 10. Might even have lost a yard.
He did lose a yard. Excuse me. That time Woodard would split all the way out here to the wide side of the field towards the boundary. And number 3 for Gundo, the Cougar defenders one-on-one with him.
Williams with 2 receivers to the left. Fakes the handoff, and runs it straight up the middle again on second and long. He gets about 10 yards up to the 25. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Spread them out by the formation and just let your quarterback keep it up the middle. Pretty simple, but effective.
Give some credit to those linemen of Clifton and Bauer and Schaefer and Hausler and Copney. They've been called to do some stuff tonight and against a tough scenario. So the Rangers trying to expand their lead of 14-9. They'll fake it to Woodard again, and Williams keeps good enough for a first down as he gets across the 25-yard line. I believe he's passed enough for a first down, and they do move the sticks.
They haven't been very too far away from that same play over and over again where Williams is faking it to someone and he's just keeping it up the middle. But to your point, there's a 50-pound difference by average, the offensive line for Smithson Valley versus the defensive line for the Canyon Cougars. So why not take advantage of that big beef up there and just let them mow them off the ground, because the more they're doing this, the more kind of like body blows to the body that the defense is taking, the more tired they're getting.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Williams wants to throw, has Woodard across the middle, fires it, it's tipped. Good job by, must have been a linebacker. Seeley, the strong side linebacker, tipped a pass as Woodard, was going across the middle about the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
And it's incomplete, brings up second down.
Yeah, it's a dig route. Dig routes at about 15, 16 yard and cut in, and you're behind the linebackers in front of the safeties. That's what a dig route is. And Woodard was going to be open, but a nice play by the linebacker who tipped it away.
A Dorsal Hunter comes out as looks like Woodard's going to come off the field as well. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 2 backs in the backfield with Williams. It is 2nd and 10. Larry Hill wants a timeout with 4.5 minutes to go.
The Canyon coaches were yelling and screaming that you can't break the huddle and have someone go off the field. That's illegal substitution, and they didn't get it. They didn't get the penalty.
Why do you think not? The officials missed it?
Well, then of course Larry Hill, he called timeout. Maybe they missed it.
But the player had already run off the field, so the penalty had already happened.
It already happened.
If there was a penalty.
And then Hill calls timeout.
The alleged penalty.
Yes. I didn't say alleged. That's true.
The alleged penalty doesn't get called.
No, but if you huddle and you break, you can't go off to the side.
Sure.
You can't leave the field of competition. That's illegal.
I'm with you. A little confusion there. The Rangers will use their first timeout of the second half. If you're wondering how many timeouts are left, Cougars have all 3. The Rangers now have 2 with 4 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the game. The Rangers leading at 14-9. Williams will see 1 receiver split to the right, 1 tight inside. It's Pierce. Will they give him the ball? They do. This time Williams didn't want to give it to him, but Pierce has some room, has first down yardage across the 15, wrestled down to the 10 on a nice-looking play. It's Davis again, Martin Davis with the tackle, but Pierce has first down yardage. I really don't think Williams wanted to give him the ball. He kind of wrestled a little bit with it and finally realized that was the better play.
And Pierce had a pulling guard in front of him, too. Give it to him. He's got blockers in front. It's kind of like a wall going around the side. That's a good-looking play, but to your point, I think Williams did hesitate a little bit. Well, that was a key first down pickup, too.
It was a big
as far
first
as the clock is
on
running.
Second and 10, that's a big play. And Pierce has always, every game this year, had one good run like that. Williams hands it off, but no room. This is Aiken. No, it's Franco, pardon me. The two tailbacks for the Rangers have had not much luck in the second half, as the Cougar defense has been tough. It's a loss of 1. It's 2nd and 11 from the 15. They need to get about might be 2nd and 12. They need to get to about the 3-yard line for a first down.
And the clock keeps running. That's part of the strategy, too, if you're
best,
Larry Hill.
That's the best part of it.
Yeah.
14-9, Rangers up by 5 on the move. Eggleston comes in, and they give it to him, and he goes nowhere. A loss of about 3 back to the 17, maybe the 18. So it doesn't matter who the tailback is right now. They're not getting much yardage as the offensive line is not able to keep the defense out of the backfield. Eggleston comes off the field.
So Williams is calling his own number, basically. Yeah, the Smithson Valley coaches are very content just to let that clock keep running.
It's 3rd and long from the 18.
3rd and long, there's not a whole lot you can do with that. So it sets you up for a field goal.
So a field goal still leaves it into an 8-point difference.
But, yeah.
Williams to Franco. Keeps it himself, and that field goal is going to be longer now as he'll lose clear back to the 25-yard line, maybe the 24. Another loss of 5. Watanabe brings him down for the sack, and the Rangers, actually the Cougars call a timeout with 2:57 to go in the game. My guess is the Rangers will bring the field goal unit in. Haven't seen it yet, but the timeout was called, so both coaches have used a timeout here in the fourth quarter.
That was a huge play by the Cougar defense. I mean, that pushed them back another 8, 9, maybe even 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage. This makes this field goal not just a chip shot anymore. Maybe about a 42-yard field goal from at this point. The ball is in the middle of the field, though, but it's still not a chip shot.
It's still not a chip shot. We saw Mason Reed make a 50-yarder in pregame activities, but that was that wind at his back.
Yeah.
Now the wind is negligible now, maybe less than 5 miles an hour, I would say easily, and he'll be kicking into that wind.
But to your point, if he makes it, it's an 8-point difference. That makes it tough. You got to score and get to the 2-point conversion. That makes it tough.
But still possible.
Yes.
You haven't put the game out of reach with one score.
Well, I stand corrected. They're going for it.
They are. It's 4th and forever, though. That's 4th and 20, 22. Williams wants to throw. Has Woodard in the end zone corner, and it's almost intercepted but goes incomplete. That would have been a bad decision for the defensive back to intercept it there because they'll get the ball over on downs near the 25-yard line.
And he actually bobbled it up. It looked like Woodard had another shot at it. But to your point, bobble it, kick it, knock it down because you got better field position, and you have almost 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. You have enough time to get down and score.
Now, without a field goal try, and obviously Coach Hill didn't feel like his kicker would make that into this wind, and I don't know that any of us who've watched the team this season would argue with him. In any event, the Cougars have the ball offensively down by 5 with less than 3 minutes to go. Perez looks to the sideline with 2 receivers either way. This is the way they started their offensive possessions, with 2 receivers either way. Perez, again, play clock now under 2. He's got to snap it. Play clock goes to 0, and he didn't get it off in time. I am so puzzled. He had it, and he looked one more time, and that'll cost him 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15. Funny thing is, the game clock moved 2 seconds.
You know what? it looked like they wanted to do the same call, the same play, but the pass protection needed to change because Haney was having to move back and forth on either side of Perez. That's important because that's where they feel like the pressure is going to coming and the way you have to block the scheme to pick up the defenders. So it's just as important.
Perez takes the snap, throws it out. It's far, makes a catch and gets popped. I think that's Pierce who popped him. A loss of a couple of yards. The ball was first and actually a gain of 2 yards because the ball went back 5 yards on the penalty. So a gain of 2 makes it second down and about 13 from the 22. Ranger defense scrambling around now to get set. Perez looking to the sideline for the call. Play clock now at 20, game clock at 2:20. Perez again still looks to the sideline. Takes the snap. Looks back, looking for Farr. This time he throws it over the top. Chubb chasing Facundo. Facundo makes the catch, though, across midfield, and the Cougars have another first down. A big pass play from Perez to Facundo. And from the Ranger 40-yard line, the clock stopped at 2:05 as the chains move.
Almost like a 50-50 ball that time, Tony, where Perez just threw it down there, hoping your receiver would come up with it.
I don't think Chubb ever found the ball. Now they'll throw it out to Facundo on a wide receiver screen. He'll fight for territory and then get shoved out of bounds. They say the clock keeps moving with 1:45 to go. It's a 7 or 8 yard gain, and it'll be second and about 4. We'll call it second and 4 as it's a 6 yard gain to the 34. Game clock down to 1:35 and moving. Two receivers either way. Perez takes it. Fakes it to Facundo. There's Farr down the sideline. Perez on coverage. Good coverage that time. Farr again looking for a call, but I think he turned around and told Mason Pierce good coverage.
Yeah.
As the pass goes incomplete, it's 3rd and 4.
Well, yeah, Pierce didn't get faked out that time. Hey, you can fool us once but not twice, you know. He had that covered like a blanket. No way for that pass to get in there.
So the defense again being asked for some tough extra work. 1:25 to go.
Hang on.
It is 3rd and 4. The officials calling a timeout.
I think they want to look at the clock, the play clock as it is, something.
The 5-man crew huddles up. The had spotted the ball wrong. The ball was at the 34, not the 35. The stick had even moved to the 35 on an incomplete pass. That's what the difference was. So it is 3rd and 4. They need to get to the 30 for a first down. They're down by 5. A touchdown puts them ahead. Perez has his sign. 2 receivers either way. Play clock nears 10. The snap is made. He does a fake. Down the middle goes Haney. The pass is brought back to the sideline and goes incomplete. This time Farr stopped.
Yep.
Haney went running by him. I think that's where Perez wanted to go, but there was pressure on him and he couldn't make the play.
The pressure by the defensive end that time is what messed up the whole timing of that play. Otherwise, Haney might have caught it and scored on that play.
Was that Flores?
It was Flores, number 8, yes.
Good job by him. So it is now 4th and 4. This is a do or die time. Play clock at 15. Game clock stopped at 1:18 on the incomplete pass. Now a timeout is called, I believe, by Canyon. So they'll use one of their remaining 2 timeouts with 1:18 to go and a 4th down play to come from the Ranger 34. We will keep it here as the Ranger defense really if this game is won by Smithson Valley, you can credit the defense for the win.
Absolutely. You know, when you think about it, when you're down here, they went for the touchdown twice, did 2 straight plays. Just go for the first down. Move the sticks. You still have plenty of time, and you had 2 timeouts. Just move the sticks a little bit. Then when you get underneath the 20, that's when you start going into the end zone. But they will say the hardest thing to do is that third down call inside the 20, and that's the reason why, maybe.
Telling you what, with 1:20 to go.
There's time.
I on 2nd and 4 and 3rd and 4, I still would have run the ball. I would have tried.
Absolutely.
I don't want to leave Smithson Valley any time if I score a touchdown.
Just move the sticks and then get in there and then take your shots.
So 4th down and 4. Perez takes the snap. He's going to throw it. Farr does an out route to the sideline. Catches, steps out of bounds. It's a first down for the Cougars. And that took exactly 5 seconds, and they have another first down at the Ranger 23.
Well, they're playing zone in the backfield. So actually Farr, all he had to do is go 8 yards and square out, and it was wide open because the outside receiver ran straight down the field, taking the corner with him.
Same scenario, 2 receivers either way. Perez takes it. This time fakes it, now throws it out to Farr. He is wrapped up and goes down at the 20, and the clock continues to run. We'll go under a minute to go. Now a timeout is called. Timeout by Canyon with 1:03 to go. It'll be second down and about 7 from the 20-yard line.
Well, if that's your last timeout, then that timeout before them really would kind of hurt you, having to take that extra timeout out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if that was wise, but
it's still, there's still an eternity to go. There's 63 seconds to go.
Exactly.
You're in the red zone.
Well,
you're there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's easy to get the last 25 yards. I'm not saying that, but you've got a lot of time.
You have a lot of time.
You can run the ball.
Yeah.
You've got to get first downs. You have 2 more first downs you can get before the end zone.
Exactly. Just move the sticks, get yourself in position, then you go to the end zone.
I mean, you've got a defense that I'm not going to say is back on its heels, but in some senses is back on its heels because you've made some plays.
Right.
And they don't know where you're going next. Now they stack 3 receivers to the right on 2nd and 7. After the timeout, Perez looks back to the sideline. Play clock goes under 20. 63 seconds to go in the game. The Cougars marching at the Ranger 20-yard line, down by 5. Perez takes it. He'll run straight up the middle, has some seams, gets a first down, then is wrestled down about the 10-yard line. So another first down for the Cougars. If they hurry, they've got lots of time to go. The game clock at 55. It'll start again in just a moment.
As soon as the ball is placed, and the clock starts.
Again, Perez wants to run. He's got room. He gets to the 5 before he's wrestled down. It's Pierce and Zuber that bring him down. The game clock at 40. They're at the 5, and he spikes the ball to stop the clock on 2nd and goal.
Well, that's what you have to do in that situation. But now you've got 3 downs to get in the end zone, and that's it. That's the ball game. Now it's time for the defense. Who's going to rise up and make a big play, a big stop, or force a turnover, get a sack? Something's got to happen down here.
39 seconds to go. Play clock at 15. Perez takes the snap. He wants to throw. Looks to the end zone. He'll get sacked. If he doesn't fumble, it'll be 3rd down. Actually, it'll be 4th down. He does get sacked. They'll mark him back at the 16. A little bit different scenario now because they don't have a timeout to stop the clock, and it is 4th down. 4th and goal from the 12 is where they spot it.
This is it.
So Perez will look to the sideline. There's no play clock. The game clock down to 10.
Far's down
2
here.
receivers to the right. One of them's Farr. Perez will look for him. It's a little stop route. Now he throws it to the end zone, and it's intercepted as Pierce goes out of bounds. The Cougars will win the game, as that is the final offensive play of the Cougars tonight. The Rangers will win 14-9. 3 seconds left on the clock. They'll just have to run 1 play.
Well,
Farr stopped, so it was Facundo that went to the end zone.
Yeah.
Perez just lofted it up, hoping for a prayer to be answered, and Pierce was on the backside of the bracket. I didn't see who was on the front, but it was good coverage.
Well, I didn't see who got pressure on Perez. It actually made him just kind of loft that ball up, and it wasn't a good pass. It didn't have a good opportunity to be caught. So the whole play was disrupted by the defensive line. The lineman getting in backfield. So, defense rising up.
And we did ask the defense to do a lot there, especially with pressure on the quarterback, I think was the biggest thing that happened in that final drive. Victory formation out of the shotgun. Williams will take a knee, and that's the ball game. The Rangers will escape Cougar Stadium. The Rangers win it 14-9, but not before a harrowing night of a lot more than I think the Rangers expected when they showed up tonight.
No. Credit Canyon. They came out, they played their guts out. They did all they could do against a team that arguably is probably much better and more talented. but they took them all away for 4 straight quarters and had a chance actually to win it at the end of the game. They just came up a little short. And on the flip side, I don't know if it was a little hangover from last week or what they're looking forward to next week versus Judson, but Smithson Valley's defense, again, keeping them in the game and having a great stop down here in the red zone at the very end of the game to come up with a victory.
The Rangers win it 14-9. We'll be back with our post-game show after these timeouts on the Ranger Network.
When you're ready for a break, hurry in to Chicken Express. Let us do all the cooking for you. We always offer high-quality, affordable meals that the entire family will enjoy. Our chicken is never frozen and it's hand-battered fresh so you can really taste the difference. You can expect fast and friendly service at Chicken Express, whether you dine in, drive through, or drive up. Hurry in and hurry back to Chicken Express.
Here we go. Tie ball game with just 2 seconds left on the clock, and the Rangers are looking to score. Here's a snap. Bayless, who is wide open down the near sideline. And he makes a catch at the 10, the 5, touchdown. My goodness, what a play, and the Rangers win.
The Rangers win it 14-9. They improved to 7-1 overall, 4-1 in district play. Canyon falls to 1-7 and 1-4. So for Jeff Gandy, this is Tony Brubaker and Chris Gutierrez who had our stats tonight. I'll say actually goodbye for everyone on the Wick Productions team as the Rangers win it 14-9. Good night and God bless.